Hey y'all, come on in the room, honey. We are continuing our conversation about the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5 reunion, honey. So come back in the room, honey. Yes, honey, come on in the room, honey. We're back, honey. We're back again, honey. Every man wants a woman. Well, him and her can just go hang. And just the two of them alone to kick it back, doing their own thing. Come on, every man wants a woman that can always keep him in the mood. Cause I'm that kind of girl, and this is what I tell my dude. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet, and party on down to the escape beach. Just kicking. Hello, Mr. Evans, welcome back.
Yo, Candy. Now you was giving Candy better vocals, baby. You was like, I ain't a Candy be down deep.
Honey, I had to get it the best I could give in that moment.
Woo! Kick off your shoes and relax your feet.
Yes. Be just
Party on down to the escape.
Yes. So we're back, y'all. We're continuing the conversation. We left off talking about Wanda being held accountable for the blowout at Madani. Mr. Evans, what's your thoughts on Wanda's behavior? You love Wanda so much. Let's see what you have to say.
Okay, this is where I can like you, but I can tell the truth.
Okay, you can. Let's see.
Hey, Jeanette.
Yes. Okay, what I did not like what Tisha was doing was when she kept saying, yeah, but Mel says this or that. No, Tisha. Wrong is wrong. I feel like children are off limits and parents are off limits. I don't like when people try to make excuses for stuff. Wanda was wrong, and that's just what it is. And the fact that they had to like stay on that for so long and like try to make them see. And when Carlos was like, y'all are not holding her accountable, and Kimmy was like, no, not me. Like, you cannot let your mama just do this, especially when it comes to a child or saying you need to get a paternity test and all this stuff. Wanda, that was wrong, and she needs to get it together. You can't go too far, with people and kids. That's just something you don't do.
I agree with everything that you both said. I definitely, am not here for Wanda attacking children, and she knows what she said. She knows what she meant, and she knew that when the comment she made about you need to go find out who your baby's daddy is, like she tried to use semantics, and like she didn't understand how that would be offensive and how that would be indirectly targeting a child. But come on, like Wanda, you almost 70, boo. Like you know better. You're a grandmother and a great grandmother. Like you know better. You know what you meant, and you were indirectly attacking little mama, and it's not cute, and it's not cool to do that to a child. It's a baby. Like kids off limits, because if Melody Martell were to come after y'all after your grandchildren, you would not like that. And they took the bigger role because they could have been petty and made little comments. This is not the first time Wanda has said something about Martell and Melody's child or children. So the first time she made a comment. She made a comment about their hair. Last season 4 last, like a nasty comment about their hair that was so unnecessary. And so and that was overlooked. So I was glad that finally Carlos had a conversation at the reunion to really address her mouth, because she has a mouth. She said some of the most cringiest things on this show and does not get held to the fire. So I was glad to see her finally by her boss hold her to the fire and make her family see that y'all are enablers, because y'all always pacify her behavior as well. Mel said this and Mel said that. Tisha, Mel said this and Mel said that. It's like, but your mom brought her child in. Mel never brought your children in this ever. Now she brought your dad in. She did mention your dad, but your dad, y'all almost 70. Your dad's a grown man.
Ain't nobody ever said nothing. Ain't nobody
said nothing about her dad's a grown man. Her dad's almost 70. That's a grown man, like grown. So that's different. She can talk about your daddy, but she never brought your kids in. So I definitely felt like, Tisha is her mom's biggest enabler because she always seems to want to defend her mother because she wants to, because that's her mom, and I get it. But she always wants to defend everything her mother does. You can't defend that. That's indefensible because kids are being pulled into the situation. So I was glad to see Carlos, really let into the Scots, honey, and clear the stage a little bit. I was here for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can still respect your mom. Like, I'm like that with my grandma, my mama. If it's something we disagree on, I can tell them, but I don't have to go along with it. You don't have to go along with your mama. You can still love her and respect her.
You don't.
But it's like you are upholding everything.
Because you're grown, so you can say what you want to say. They can say what you want to say. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. But Wanda was just out of line every time. Because I was wondering, when Tisha and them got this show, was Wanda was in season 1? Yeah, because she was at the wedding on the boat. And she was out of control then. When she was talking about Marcel about his ring. He ain't got his ring. Woo! Martell cheat? Like, this ain't even your area, man. You don't even need to be talking about this. Stick with Tisha and be quiet. First of all, you shouldn't even be on this boat. Let's just put it right there. Because you're not friends like that. Like you're someone's mother. So because Van wasn't there.
No.
Martell mama wasn't there.
And, she irritated me. She irritated me the most when she gave that fake half-ass apology because it was not genuine. Well, Melody, I'm sorry if you feel like, no, bitch, you said something about my child. So it's not if. It's I apologize for disrespecting your children when I was trying to come at you. Like, I think it was Marissa said it. Come for Mel. You can go at Mel. Y'all wrong. Go at each other. Leave the kids out of it.
All day.
Leave the kids out of it.
Yeah, leave
That's my thing. The kids should not be brought into our shade. We're going to shade that shade down. But don't bring my kids into it.
But I don't think people don't realize when a person tells you, that's a pet peeve of mine, when they say, I'm sorry that you feel that way, that's not a real apology. An apology is taking ownership. I'm sorry that I said that about your kids. I was wrong and I should have done it.
It's ownership.
Because I would have snatched your wig off.
And acknowledgement. Right. She did do that.
Not I'm sorry about you think
when they put
you did. So ain't no
if I disrespect you. You did. And she owned up. And I don't blame her. Like you said, like Tisha was saying something to her, something. I ain't about to talk to you. You say here, your mama don't, your mama don't believe this apology. She don't believe she should have said the apology.
And why aren't you old? Like, she is too old. Yeah. This woman is almost 70. Like, man.
Yeah. She don't need to be on YouTube. She don't need to be on none of that.
She has 2 boyfriends and a husband. That's what she need to focus on. Because clearly they're not.
Yeah, you got too much in your life.
But she was talking about lusty. Mel, they told her on YouTube she need to get that bath rug out of her kitchen. I hollered.
Child. So in this whole moment, we have like a kind of like a moment of Carlos kind of being held to the fire himself a little bit, by Martell, and Carlos was kind of taken aback because he was expecting to be, kind of cleared on his own stage, on his throne. What did you think about that moment when Martell was, was like, Carlos, what was the same passion and compassion for my child when Wanda, spoke on my child before this, and y'all kind of just did not acknowledge that. What was your thoughts in that moment? Because it was a very like electrifying moment, I might add, for this reunion to kind of.
I will say it could have been electrifying, but Carlos took the electricity out of it when he turned around and told Martell. Like, when the stuff came up about Sugar Mama, Martell came like hellfire to Carlos. One of the here and talk about my baby. She's saying I'm not the father. Like, I don't like this. We got to do something about this. But like Carlos said, you call me about everything. You email me about everything. So, I mean, I understood what Martell was talking about, with the hair situation. But if you didn't have all that energy about the hair situation as you did with the DNA, like, he was like, I didn't know about that. Like,
girl.
I know he watched.
Girl,
No.
I
He did
can't,
say
I
that. I
can't
mean, he
accept
didn't.
that.
He said he didn't know about
As
it.
messy as that man
Okay, but
stayed
that's
in
what he
all the streets,
said.
I refuse to believe. Did I know that? I refuse to believe that.
No.
I refuse.
No. I mean, but I get what he's saying. He's like, Martell, you didn't call me about that. You called me. I mean, but at the same time, they could have called on Martell about jumping in Wanda's face.
But Wanda asked for that. He spoke on my
So,
child. She asked for that moment because she spoke on his child. So there was nothing to call about. You speak on my child, and clearly it's not being addressed. Now I'm gonna step in and how to get you together. And he did that in that moment. He had to do what he had to do because Melody didn't get in there and do it. So he did it. Mr. Evans, what was your thoughts on that particular moment we're talking about?
I think you should always go for how you feel and say it, but at the end of the day, too, if I'm the producer of a show, right, we know people gonna want the mess, they gonna want the drama. It's not, when they get something that good, they not finna edit it out. It's gonna fly and it's gonna roll. So it's sort of like, you can't cater to everybody. Like, it's certain stuff people don't like showing, and I get it, and I'm glad that he did say it. But at the end of the day, if you're a producer in this show, how many people gonna want to see Wanda sit up there and be nice and bake cookies and be a good mother-in-law? No, you're gonna want the mess. You're gonna want the stuff to fly, and that's what it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But at the same time, you can't. If I'm the producer of the show, you can't call me about everything and we edit out everything. Come on now.
But it's certain boundaries and lines that as a producer you should know. Just being a producer and someone who has a moral compass, you should know when kids are being attacked. That's something that there shouldn't even be a question. And I feel like Carl, as a producer, he films the show. He knows what goes on in and outside the show. So regardless if Martell called him or not, he knew what was said. It was brought to his attention. You can't tell me a fan, a cast member, a producer done saw him a clip of that woman talking shit because she always talking shit about Melanie and him. She was always doing it. So that man was aware. The man didn't acknowledge it. Didn't acknowledge it for whatever reason. He didn't acknowledge it on that reunion during that time period. He ignored it. But Martell in that moment, I was glad he said something to his boss in front of the world on the stage to let him know I didn't appreciate that. Because clearly,
I feel like he don't have a problem acknowledging it when it is like the Sugar Mama situation, right? I feel like he ain't got no problem doing that. But you know, like he said, you can't edit everything. You can't get mad at everything. Like
it's not everything. It's this particular situation with his children or with their children. Something being said that's like that about a child. I'm going to call you. I'm going to have an issue with it, and because I didn't call. No, Martell said need to be said in that moment to let Carlos know, because clearly Carlos felt like he did not care about his own child, which is dumb. Because he cared, because the statement, because what you just said was what he said was, well, you didn't call me when it happened, so you say I didn't care, and I care about my child. So I didn't like that because he does care about his children. So we're not gonna say that, and it irritated me because that's what he was implying. When you say, well, you didn't call me then during that time about it, so don't watch it, don't watch it, you don't bring it to me now. No, I care about my child. So we're not going to do that. So, like, in Marcel addressing the thing, I like how he addressed it. And he kept, and he didn't get disrespectful. He said what he had to say to that man. The man didn't like it because Carlos never likes to be called out. He never likes to be, and he was blindsided because he didn't expect Martell or anyone to come at him. So he was clearly blindsided. But I enjoyed it because, I mean, as a producer, as a boss, like Andy gets called out. This is part of the job. Your cast not going to always be happy with everything that you do.
Yeah, I think that comes along too. If you want to be the producer in the house, you got to roll with people saying what they gonna say.
Because you see, Scott Young stopped hosting Love Hip Hop reunions after the last Hollywood, the season 2 of Hollywood. She stopped doing it when she got cussed out in New York. She stopped doing the reunions because once she got cussed out by Somali Reese, it was like, okay, I can't do this because I'm getting chewed out on my own show about my show. So yeah.
So Maya cleared her baby. She cleared her like a fraudulent credit card charge.
And my thing is, they like the mess. They love the mess. It's fine. They like the drama. But then when it comes to them, when it comes to the other side of their employees expressing their displeasure with certain things, they don't want to hear that. But that's a part of the job because they're going to express to you how they feel because it's in their life that you're playing out on screen.
Well,
So, you know.
Well, one thing about it, if Carlos was not phased by that, because he told him, you should have called me.
He definitely was phased by it. He definitely was phased.
And Martell,
No, he was
Martell was talking
Martell,
just to get a moment.
Martell shut it down, and he was definitely phased. He was, and you can't say he was not phased because Paul's reaction, was like pause, like oh my God, you calling me out? Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah,
but do you think if he would have called him and they would have talked about it, that would have been taken out? Because I don't feel like it would have.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next,
period. You my boss. I'm gonna say that on the side. And Martell did a great job as a father. He spoke in the moment about his child because it was because Carlos definitely showed a lot of like anger when it came to how he handled the Martell and Marcel's son and filming him without Marcel knowing. He was definitely upset about that. So you're upset about that. So,
but when Marcel called him and told him,
that's a problem. Right? Why would you put somebody's child with a grown up? That's the problem. That's a problem right there. Why would you think it'll be okay? As a producer, like you this is a child. That's no excuse. So, that was a wrong, poor judgment, poor choice in judgment to do that.
What do y'all think about the talk and what he said to Martell about him and Melody?
I gotta get to the what? Hold on, I'm trying to talk. Because who's trying to talk?
Baby, that got you heated.
Yeah, because I had to get it out.
I know it. Calm down.
We can't excuse behavior from nobody, of boss or not. We can't make excuses and like the behavior of what choices he made was appropriate because it was definitely not. So I had to get that out of my chest. I still love Carlos, but I had to get it out of my chest. I think so. We get to Stormy's came to the stage. Stormy joined the girls. So Stormy joined the group of ladies, and and Stormy talked about her whole experience on the show, and she had her own emotional moment, talking about how much the hate she got. So what did you think about her and her emotional response to that question from Carlos?
I will say this. When I think I posted it in my interview with Carlos, he did say something that I think is a little true. Like we don't like news so much, right? Like no, I mean, but there's a lot of us that don't like news, cause he was like, did you like Stormy? I was like, yeah, and then he asked me that I like Destiny, and I was like, yeah. He was like, even when she said something about the chicken, I was like, I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny when she said that to Kimmy about how she knew her husband. But I think Stormy had good intentions when she came on the show. I think the situation between her and Destiny could have been, I think she said that, she could have handled that a little differently, right? And, I think Stormy is a cool chick. I don't think she's malicious or anything like that. Stormy is very unbothered, right? Completely unbothered. She absolutely doesn't need this show. You know what I mean? She's here for a platform to go forward. So she doesn't need, she ain't paying, she's not trying to pay child support. She just don't need that. So I think that she got caught up. And I'm glad her and Destiny are better because there was no reason for them to be upset about it.
So as far as her hate, because that's what the question I asked, you kind of the hate.
Oh, you know what? I think, she got that and Tiffany got that. And I don't know, people just really, I'm from Mississippi. She's from Mississippi. I know I may sound different or, but that has nothing to do with my intellect. And I think that people... you can't talk about her intellect because she's on it. But I really hate that she felt attacked by y'all. Like that. I hate that for her.
You said said the fans they don't like new people, so you said you don't like accepting people.
No, I did not dislike Stormy. Oh. I mean, I didn't have a problem with Stormy. I didn't have a problem with her. I thought it was when she said whenever her and Des was going back and forth, I was like, because I couldn't understand. I'm like, I did not understand why she intercepted. I mean, it just kind of interjected herself in Destiny and Mel's situation. I was like, why did she say anything? And then and then I realized she had good intentions. Like, I don't have no problem with Stormy.
I think it's hard when people start the show, they already the OGs, right? So when you come in, people are gonna be extra hard on you. They gonna, you talk like this, you wear this, you act like this, you get all this is love and hip hop. People are already gonna go hard on you, and then if it's some of the castmates that do like you, don't like you, to me that sets the tone. I do think another season, people will be able to see like, okay, she not this bad. Oh, okay, I just can't stand your ass. You got to have a thick skin if you want to be on reality TV. If you main cast, even a friend of the show, because people, when people don't like you, they don't. When they do, and sometimes they turn on you. But I think she definitely needs another season. I'm glad they were like able to talk it out and kind of like squash it. So I want to see where it goes for the next season.
I definitely was one of those who was not feeling her initially because I feel like she came on because I feel like the way she came on, she was Melly's guard dog. She came on and was literally like inserting herself in the drama, and came off as though she was trying to have Melly's back and trying to figure out, fight her battles, in my opinion. So I didn't care for her as much at the beginning of the season, but as season ended and we get to the reunion, I understood as when her and Destiny had the conversation that she was just trying to understand like what was going on. But in the moment when they hit the Valentine thing, it just was not the time. It didn't come out right. It came out wrong, completely wrong. It was taken wrong. So it was just not the time and the space and place for her to ask those type of questions at the time. So
that was a heated situation between Mel and Destiny.
That she did. We got to see that side of Stormy, and when she tried to get the girls together, everyone party. It's like Stormy seems like a really good person. So I hate that she got so much hate. Because she didn't do anything horrible, but I feel like a lot of the hate stemmed from because people felt like she came on the show being Melody's guard dog, and so they immediately like here she comes, defending Melody. We don't like this. So I feel like she got that kind of heat. And it's unfortunate, and I hope she does return, which I think she will. And give us another season of her and doing what she does. And I'm glad her and Destiny did have a come to Jesus moment, and they, made amends like Queen's supposed to. Had a conversation, understood both sides, understood each other, and they made amends. They move forward, and now they're in a great space. So I'm here for that, because that's how you do it, honey. That's how you're supposed to do it. Then we get to my girl Destiny, honey. It segues to her, and we get to talk about what Carlos addressed her, allowed her to address the fans and their issue with her. They feel like she didn't give enough. They don't know her enough. And her and Carlos have a conversation. And he brings up forward that even the producers of the show had issues with her. They had some trouble getting things out of her, and and she addressed those things, and and then her and Kimmy kind of have a moment. So, which I feel about that whole segment, and it kind of went left towards the end with her and Kimmy a little bit. Jay, you can start off this time.
Go ahead, Jay. I'm ready. Millie ready. So y'all hold what you got when Millie try to get ready to get into see.
I think when producers kind of have to pull out of you, and it's an issue. And I do like what Kimmy said. Like, this is you coming on a reality TV show. You coming on here to share stuff, and I think she said something got edited out when she was saying something. But you got to give it. People want to know who you are. People want to know what you got going on. They don't just want you to come and kind of be like a lapdog. They want to know you. If you date somebody, if you in love, if you got bad credit, people want to know everything. And it's sort of like if you're not getting nothing, and then a producer saying something, baby, they gonna cut you. Like, I think they even look at like how the ratings do when you come on and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't want to give, what you here for?
I'm listening.
Like
Your
that.
turn.
Okay. I am a Virgo, so I analyze everything.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it live. I came back and I watched it again. And this is what I say. I feel like, because they're filming now, right? And in Destiny's Live last night, they have not asked her to film yet, which holds true to what I said in my review. Destiny got her last write-up on this reunion. I feel like when Carlos said, "Shall there be another season?" he forgot to say "for you." That's implied. Are you going to be able to give us relationship? Are you going to be able to give us something? Because we all have jobs, right? And if somebody is difficult to work with, that's a problem for HR. That's a problem. And I don't know this. Okay, I will say this. She said she couldn't talk about her divorce. 100% I get that. But for you to come in to Mel's house and sit down and Mel sit around and talk about her divorce, she's like, "Oh, I'm divorced too." Okay, that threw all of us back. And I feel like at that moment, no, we're not saying you need to talk about what happened. We just want to see how you're getting along. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to do it. So when Carlos told Kimmy, like, people were saying that they were trying to get stuff. And Kimmy was like, "I've been trying to get all kind of stuff. I've been trying to do it." She said that she's going to try to give it and be an open book this season. Now, we'll see how much of an open book she's going to be. But she has a boyfriend, and I know Carlos, when Carlos said, "Has anybody met him?" She stumbled a little bit because she was like, yeah, Stormy and her husband, and they FaceTime in person. Have they met him in person? Right?
They did.
So my thing
Tiffany
is,
and Lewis met him in person. So make sure you say,
yeah, Tiffany and Lewis has met him in person. So I feel like Destiny is on her last. This is her last write-up.
Now when you're elementary, she get right up.
I feel like this. Yeah, this is her write-up. The HR has, because when he said you are difficult to work with, that was write-up number one. When he said, "Do you have something that," he said the people want more. And I'm asking you this because the people want more. That's write-up number two. When he said, "If you shall be on this reunion, are you going to bring something?" I think that was part three. And I think that's going to have to, and then she said, "If I can." So I don't know what Destiny's going to do. Before we say that I'm bashing Destiny, because I know people come for me for that, but I'm not bashing. I'm just talking about what I see, right? I like Destiny. Destiny has gone through a hard time. She got on her live last night, and people was going at her about talking about Mel. People were like, "You talked about Mel for 15 minutes. What about you? We still don't know anything about you." So she said some stuff or whatever, and then she came right back to Mel. So I don't know. I feel like, she got these candles that she's going to be selling. I feel like she realizes she's going to have to get up and go. She's going to have to get something. So I hope that we get to see Moses this season. If she films at some point, I hope we get to see him. So I hope at this point, she hasn't filmed. So we'll see. Like I said, I feel like it was her final write-up. She got 20 demerits. She's going to have to show something.
Let me clear the air because we
no, you can't clear me on that because that's true.
Destiny's been a part of the show. No, it's not factual because Destiny's still on the show. She's not yet. It just started.
She's not filming.
They just started.
No, it didn't. It started 3 weeks ago.
Are you gagging? 3 weeks not long, but okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, because she's not a main cast member
film
either.
but
She's not
her.
the film with the main cast. Y'all keep forgetting that. But let me clear up the air. Let me clear because get the facts out here. Destiny's been a part of the show since season 2. We've seen this woman have a baby, go through a divorce, come back from the divorce, rebuild her entire life, rebuild her shop. We've seen it also. For people to say they don't know her, so for people to say that they don't know her, it's delusional to me. Because you watch the show, you've seen all that. So it's delusional. It's this hate. Because clearly you got eyes, you saw her go through all the stuff on the show. Could she talk about her husband, ex-husband? No, because legally she cannot. It's out of her control. And so she addressed it at the reunion. She expressed that when she did film with other cast members, the producers did not air it for whatever reason. They did not choose her scene. She can't control it either.
Because it wasn't
she cannot
good.
control that either. That's not her in her control. So she's filming and showing us who she is. Just because it may not be up to par to what the haters want, that's not her problem. The producers expressing their frustration with her because they feel like they throw her a bone because Carlos said that the producer said they throw her a bone and Destiny's not biting. So I'm taking it as they want Destiny to say certain things on camera to give them what they want, which is mess and drama. And she's not doing that because she's not that girl. Like, she's not going to be on here spilling people's secrets, and she could. And that's the problem, because if she was messy and drama filled, she would be, they would live for her. Like, the fans would love her. But she's not doing that. And so because she's unwilling to be messy and drama filled,
but she's not doing anything.
And just stir drama, it's a problem. She's doing a lot.
But she's not doing anything.
Because she's not doing anything. Her all season.
No,
she's doing her job. You and the other reviewers talk about her all. She's trending She's trending for 30 episodes. Destiny Payton's name cannot stay off and out of the reviewers, Twitter, Instagram. For somebody don't do enough, for somebody say don't do enough, she's done it right and doing well, because she cannot stay out of nobody's mouth. It's Destiny, and Destiny's not even a main cast member. She's a friend of the show, and has gotten more time, more traction for being a friend on the show and not doing quote unquote enough. But her name stays in ringing the bell. So clearly she's doing her job. She's doing a good job. A great job.
Okay.
It's facts. And Carlos Escobar should ask her and should address things that are concerning to him, because he obviously likes her. He likes her on the show. He wants her to give more. And she said, yes, I'm going to bring Moses on the show next season. You guys will get to see him on the camera. You guys will get to know him. He will be on the show, and then we'll be mixing up with the cast when she films for the show. So we will see this man. But if you follow her on social media, you will see her life. That's
we see
you follow social media, you know what she's got going on. Just because it's not on the screen, on the show, it doesn't mean she's not doing anything in her life.
We've heard them talk on the phone.
Like, it's delusional to say that.
We've heard
not you, but just in general, like the fans.
We've heard them talk on the phone.
These fans, this whole, perception of her is just weird to me, because she's done enough. A lot.
I think you can be on a show and going through a divorce, and you can discuss your feelings without discussing the actual details and proceedings of your divorce.
She did. She literally discussed how she felt.
She said
she discussed how she felt. She discussed how hard it was for her, how she had to how he left after she had the baby, after she had her son. He left her a few after giving birth. How there was a lot for her. But it was enough.
That was in one show.
That was in one show. And she kept talking about it. And she kept talking. She talked about it more. Not just one show. More. So if you watch her on the show, you would see she said multiple conversations about what she's been going through and how she had to rebuild. So
you know what? I got them all right here.
It's the delusion. It's the hate, and I get it.
I'm about to pull them up.
Hate, and it's just sad because y'all want to be in this woman business so bad. But somebody.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, y'all.
But somebody,
we gotta go.
Everybody wants to be her business.
Let's move on.
But somebody saying doesn't do enough. It's irritating to me because she does enough. She's done enough.
Okay, I'm I'm on
she's
episode
zoning
4,
out.
Low Down Dirty Show.
Y'all, let's
And I'm
move
gonna
on.
tell you.
Let's move on,
Yes.
please, because this other stuff.
Cause because child, the Destiny hate for me, honey.
Maybe
The,
she'll
we, it's a,
film and then we
we've seen
can
a
say
lot. She been on
something.
shows and TV
Yes,
too.
Destiny.
We've seen a lot. So just because you may be blind or just not acknowledging it, she's so alive. You couldn't have. You couldn't have.
I'm watch it.
You
Okay,
couldn't
y'all,
have.
let's
No,
go
watch it.
on.
Let's
Let's
now.
go
Let's
on. Let's go
Let's
on,
go.
please.
Let's go
Yeah,
on from our girl
let's go.
Destiny.
Let's move on.
Moving
Let's
on
go.
from Destiny
What's
and
next?
being who she is and being that girl. We're gonna
Thank
move on to the next part 3. We're gonna go into part 3 now.
Yes.
Of the show. The conclusion of the show. Now they're Martell and Melanie's relationship was talked about. So now they're the topic of conversation. Their relationship, and they discuss, the issues that they've been having since the show wrapped at the time. What were your thoughts on their dynamic currently, the state of their relationship as co-parents?
I don't know. It's just hard. Like Martell and Mel can get it together and go on a trip. Then it seems like Big Ari can come in and mess it up, and Mel get mad. He get upset. It just goes to the left. Then he goes to the left. Then Mel goes to the left. And I just feel like Mel and Martell needs time to heal. You know what I mean? Every time they get in a place where they can be okay, filming is over, and then they got to go right back. They just don't have a chance to do anything. I just feel like they don't have a chance to make it right for themselves. They can say that they're okay, but they're not. Any little thing ticks them off. But I think they're doing a great job at co-parenting. I think he's a great father, and I think she's a great
Mr.
mother.
Evans?
Yeah, that was a lot. I think, okay, divorcing somebody and still being on a show with them, that got to be the hardest thing. Because if I had to film a show with my ex-husband, ain't no damn way that happened. Like, and then the
hard.
thing about like the
hard.
kids and the thing that Carlos said to him, I do think that he does love her. I think there are still feelings there. I think for her though, from me seeing how she reacts, I think she's still in a hurtful place, and maybe she lashes out because she still wants to hurt him because she was hurt from everything that happened. But for me, honestly, I feel like they will be able to be okay when they're not on TV anymore, because it's still gonna be rehashed. It's still gonna be something. Somebody got to say something. Somebody got to give a comment. It's always gonna be something. So I think whenever the show was like not on, or whenever they like we don't want to, one of them might not want to be a part of the show anymore. Then that's when they're gonna be in a better place.
And I'm over at this point. It's been 6 seasons. Well, now going on with 5 seasons of them. It's having that not when having chaos. We seen them go from being a unit to them having fallen apart, divorcing, to now. So we've been watching this for like the last four seasons. It's been draining because like they get to a place and then something happens and then they're not getting along. So I'm over it, and I just hope they can just coexist in the space, especially with filming the show and just coexist. Martell does a great job of coexisting. I need Melanie Cherie to grow up and coexist and do better at it, because it seems to be like she can't like be in a space with him, and just like when she does, it's fine, but it seems like she can't do it for long. It's like she can do it for a minute, and then it's something in her just won't let her just let peace be peace. In my opinion. So
because he cheated and he got a baby on her.
She can't get over it. She can leave the show. Like she can leave the show and get therapy.
I get it.
Because you can't keep being an excuse for her being a bitch. It's can't. And I'm saying she a bitch because she keep being a bitch to me. So like they can't be an excuse for her to keep being a bitch. It can't. It just can't. My
That's like
words,
hard though.
It's my words. My words, they may be
hard. That's very hard.
But that's what I get when she asks. That's how she acts to me. And so it may not be a good choice of words,
But you got to understand. You
just how
have
she's
to
acting.
understand. You got to understand that. You got to understand she is in a situation where she has to.
Lord.
No, him too. They're in. I would say they. So I'll put them together. They are in a situation where they have a job to do because they have a job to do, right? And part of their job is existing together. So I think when she handed out the olive branch, come and go on the trip to Destin, he was happy. The kids were happy. She did that out the goodness of her heart.
The show,
right? Then
it's given for the show. It wasn't goodness because clearly, as the trip went on, she was not showing goodness.
I mean, he invited somebody there that she don't even like.
You can't say
and he was invited.
He was doing things before they came. You can't use that. You can't.
No, he was invited.
But you can't use that because she was doing things before they came. You can't use that. You can't use Tisha Marceau to validate her being picking and doing things, taking little shots because she was doing it before they came. So they can't be the scapegoat for that. They can't be the scapegoat. But they're not. They didn't call for
She
the
did
issue.
that for her.
She was already doing stuff before they came. So they can't be the scapegoat. He was not doing anything to her. She kept taking little shots. He was not taking shots. He was not taking.
This the thing, though.
He was not.
To me, this the thing. It's easy to say, well, she didn't do this right or he didn't do this right. But nobody, if you're not that actual person and you have not been in this situation to know the hurt that somebody feels, especially, it's hard enough dealing with somebody cheating on you without a baby. But for a person to cheat on you and have a whole baby, it's easy to say, wait, let me finish. It's easy to say, oh, just get over it. Sometimes it takes people a long time to think like, you were going to be with him. Y'all got a family. Now y'all got to get a divorce. Then he has an outside baby. That's painful. Like, I'm not excusing her coming in him, but that is painful.
Well, she needs to be off the show. Like, then stop filming the show. Like, that's
a lot. Why should she stop her bag? Wait, but why should she stop her bag? Why should she stop her bag? But you know what? Okay, this is though. This is though. If it's a reality show, and it shows the reality of people, it shows the reality of people. No, this is a reality show. If this is a reality show and people want the real, people go through this without a camera. So that's what they really go through. So if this is a reality show and you want the real, that's it. It's people without cameras that have to deal with this. Now, do I think it'll be better for them off camera? Yes, but this is what people really go through in real life. And to say, oh, you just should get over it. No, this is your whole life with a back. That is hard. People sometimes kill themselves behind stuff like that. That's easy for you to say, though. You not her.
She needs therapy. She needs therapy. No, that ain't cool. Because she cannot get. She is not able to.
That don't mean therapy gonna get you over it in one day.
The therapies are there. She has anger. Y'all, she has this hurt anger that she's dealing with. She needs to talk to someone that she can express how she feels to someone to help her deal with how she's feeling, so she can be around the father of her children because they see after you're around to the golf or not. So she got to get over it.
But here's the thing, like she said, she never thought that she would have children with a man that she
I'm pretty sure he's feels the same way.
Wait a minute. Just like Carlos said, like Mel and Martell had some great stuff going on. They were they had businesses, they got this show together, and she didn't get married to get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? He's cheated on her. He came back.
And she let him come back. And he gave another baby. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No. I'm talking about when the show first came on. He found out about it. You know, that's not cool at all.
So you saying she wrong for letting him come back and give another baby?
Yeah, if she
was trying to make her marriage work?
He cheated on her at first. Then and cheated on her, broke her heart, but then she didn't come back and get pregnant again and gets another child. That doesn't.
Right, but you said when I asked you specifically if you were with somebody and they cheated, would you try to make it work? You said yes. So she was trying to make her marriage.
I'm not getting pregnant and giving no baby. That's the difference.
No,
That sounds crazy.
she was trying to make her marriage work.
To create a life, to have
She
her
was trying
child
to
by
make.
somebody.
She was trying to
and
make
that
her marriage work.
that in that way. You're gonna get pregnant, give them a baby, get pregnant again. That's
Yeah, she was trying to make her marriage work. It's a lot of people that do that.
Okay. But
Yeah, we going to TikTok when it's over. When we get out here, we going to TikTok.
Going back to something I skipped before we got to this segment was Destiny and Belly talking about their relationship and whether they can work, whether they want to be friends or work on it, and and what y'all think about that whole conversation, because it definitely was a conversation, because they brought up Melanie saying that that she gave Destiny money to pay her utilities, and Melanie denying that she said it, but then show a clip of her on Carla Show saying she did give her money to pay on some bill. Like, what y'all feel about that whole segment between those two women?
Now I will say this: after I saw Destiny's live last night, I will say this. Destiny said that once everything happened with Mel and Martell, Mel had to file bankruptcy, right? She helped her with her car because she couldn't get a car if she filed bankruptcy. She helped her rent cars or whatever. So I feel like, and Destiny said they bonded because Martell was putting Mel through something and LeBerick was putting her through something. So she felt like, I know Destiny wanted to be a good friend to Mel and vice versa. So I feel like Mel's delivery about the $5,000 was wrong, but I also feel like after Destiny did everything she did to help Mel, I feel like Mel should have said, I gave her that money because when I needed something, she was there for me. I feel like Mel's delivery was bad, and all they talking about is the $5,000. I learned last night that she had helped Mel out. So I feel like that was Mel giving it back, but I just feel like her delivery was wrong about it. Now, I could be wrong, but that's how I feel.
Mr. Evans?
I just think if we're friends, I just have a code. Even if we have a falling out, certain stuff is just gonna stay between us, and that's just what it is. Cause I think she said, how did she say, like, it wasn't for that, I gave it to her for something. Something she was saying, like, you needed your lights on or something. But listen, if we on this show, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna have your back in the united front. Now, we get behind closed doors, I might cuss your ass out, but it just don't be friends. Just don't tell the shit. Just let it go.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like because I'm that friend. Like if you help me or I help you or whatever, that's gonna stay with me. I'm not gonna use that to hurt you. I'm not gonna throw that in your face, because obviously, like, we were friends, and I was there for you, and you have been there for me. So for her to do it, she was definitely trying to hurt Destiny. It was obvious she wanted to get on Destiny's skin, but it showed her character that when she's mad at her friends, when she does things for them, that she would throw it in their face and use it and weaponize it, which is not cool, because if she was really your friend and you was a genuine friendship from your end to her, you wouldn't even throw it in her face to say, well, I care what she gave you this and that, because it wouldn't even go to that, because you would still would care. And it shows, like, to me, that the care from Destiny had left. Clearly, when Melanie made that statement. I feel like Destiny's live last night would have helped her on the show. If she had said the stuff that she said on the live, the show would be different for her. Because I feel like this is the stuff that Maurice was telling her. I mean, it's clear. There were things she didn't say.
Because she did the same thing last night. She did the same thing last night, and I'm like, she should have said this on the show. She shouldn't be on live.
But now you complain about her doing. Now you complaining. She's talking. See,
no, I'm just being.
Yeah, but I'm saying now you complaining about her talking. Now you talking. Is she gonna talk a lot?
She should have talked.
She can't win with the fans. She did.
Because she should have talked. What she said last night, she should have said it on the show.
But she just said earlier when we just started the live how they want to talk. She just said that earlier. So she could. But she couldn't talk, because every time she talked, Melanie was always talking to her. Carl was answering her questions. Kimmy jumped in there and inserted herself. She really could not talk. Every time she said something, somebody inserted themselves. And then she having to stop. So she not talk. She not have a exchange that would be negative. So she would stop. and let them just say they want to say what they need to say, so it won't be no tension. Because when her and Kimmy had their exchange and Kimmy inserted herself, that threw me out because I'm like, where's the energy coming from? Because that's not coming from you. But you come to her with this aggressive, confrontational like energy, as if she came at you sideways. So Destiny didn't. It would that moment. I didn't understand the energy of Kimmy. I didn't like that. That energy she gave. It was just to me unnecessary. To Destiny didn't do anything to her in that moment to want her to be like, she can come for me. She ain't coming for me. I ain't worried about that. Where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from, Kimmy? Sweetie?
I don't know.
It was
I don't
too much.
know. I just feel like I learned a lot last night that I didn't know.
But I speaking on so then Melanie said to Carlos that, because they started talking about her and Martell and Destiny's relationship, and I want y'all thoughts about that, how, Melanie felt like they was too chummy with each other, and she called Martell at 1 and 5 in the morning. So what were y'all thoughts about that particular part of the conversation, and their relationship dynamic as friends?
Jay, I'll let you go on that one. Or can you go? How do you feel about it?
Well, I just feel like, they've been friends since she was 15, teenagers. They have a long friendship. They reconnected, as she explained, when she came back to Huntsville, when she was with Lil Eric, and they were together. So they reconnected, and, they're friends. And I just feel like, Destiny definitely cleared and cleared up everything in one statement when she said, well, Melody, because Melody said she was upset because she would talk to Destiny about what's going on with Martell, and she felt like Destiny was be there for her as a friend and listen to her, but then she was still cool with Martell, and she wanted Destiny to cut off Martell. And I felt like that was unfair and unreasonable to ask somebody to cut off a friend they know since they were 15 because y'all going through a divorce. Like, that's unreasonable request to ask. And I'm glad that Destiny cleared it and was like, well, if I have to cut him off for what he did to you, I'll have to cut you off for the same exact thing. And Melanie had nothing to say, because basically that's what you have to do. Like, you ask him to cut him off, he's gonna ask me to cut you off. So what I'm gonna do, cut off y'all? And I'm loyal to him because I know him more than you. Like, this is my friend. Before I met you, I all knew it was him. So
now, she did say that when she moved, Mel and Martell was married, so yeah, she was not going to be doing that. But once she got married, they reconnected. Right, but I don't think since Martell and Destiny have been friends for so long, and neither one of them are married, I don't see anything wrong with you talking to your friend, like, especially if she and Mel are not good. Like, don't talk to me, so I can talk to my friend. Sheree, I may have to wait till Sheree get off the phone, but if he called me, I can talk to him. I let Moses know Martell and I are friends, and that may have paused because she's in a relationship. You don't ever know. So I feel like, I don't know why Mel knew they were on the phone at 3 hours in the morning. I don't understand that.
She tapped it, had somebody tap the phone.
Oh, Lord.
But this my thing, like, don't find stuff to use on me as ammunition. Like, if it's not anything going on, but you trying to stir the pot, like, come on, Mel, don't do that. Like, it's like, that's a hard situation, because if you are cool, with a couple and then they break up, it does put you in an awkward space. But if you got a problem, just tell me. Like, don't try to use it against me, like that, and it ain't even that kind of situation.
Yeah. But I will say that whole situation made Mel look like she was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're truly over it, whatever Destiny said wasn't going to faze her. Like, if she was on the phone with Martell at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know why she would be worried about that. Like, I never would have said something if I was really over it. I never would have said, that's why you be on the phone to so-and-so. And I don't care. I don't care about y'all being on the phone. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not going to see either one of y'all when I wake up in the morning.
Exactly.
It's not gonna make me
That was definitely like, why are you worried? Why are you so concern, but I guess. But speaking on Melanie Cherie and Martell, there's Carlos has an emotional moment with both of them. Talking about their relationship, and then kind of gets emotional for Carlos. What y'all think about that moment? He wanted to pour some emotion from Mr. Holtz. What y'all think about that whole moment?
I think it was right. I think he was 100% correct on everything he said. And I think Martell knows it. I feel like Carlos said the 100% truth. Now, a lot of people have said that he should have said the same thing to Mel. I do agree with that. Because she feels the same way too. Because if she didn't feel like she was feeling, she wouldn't be over there crying like she was crying. I mean, she was hurt though. The girl has been hurt. So that's, you got to know that. That's how that goes. So my whole thing is Martell misses everything that he doesn't have and he can't have. And, I get it. He like he said, he misses his family. He misses his children coming home to both parents. He said he regrets his decisions that he made. I'm glad he owned up to that.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I said though. I think Martell needs to stop saying, I regret, I own up. And just say, Mel, I am sorry I cheated. I am sorry that I got a baby on you. I am sorry. And I think
he done said it.
He
said it when it was in Destiny. He said it without saying those exact words. He said he was sorry. No, he don't need to say.
Well, no, he needs to say those exact words.
He done said it like he was not in Destiny. Y'all, that's
not owning it though. That's not.
He owned it. He did own it to her and on the tree. He owned it and said he don't have to.
What are you sorry for?
He don't have to break down. Like
say, I'm sorry.
Well, we're not doing all that. Like,
what are you sorry for?
He knows. He knows.
He knows.
He knows.
Well, that's
he knows. He said it.
He knows
what he's sorry about. He knows what he did to mess with their marriage. He has said it. Like he don't have to go into detail. No, he don't need to do that. He
need to go into detail.
He need to do that.
Gotta be details.
Mr. Evans, what's your thoughts, Mr. Evans?
I say this all the time with you. I think you need a job in PR because you are great at PR. I have to say that.
Yeah.
But I do think, because I understand what Millie Shoney's saying, like it's the whole I am sorry for instead of just I own it. That's still, do I think it might change how Mel feel? No. But at least him saying it could be like the first step.
Oh, girl.
I do feel like what Carlos was saying was true, and I feel like Martell got emotional. I do feel like, too, he could have said something to Mel as well. I do feel that. Now, Twitter, them people was going in because some people was like, Carlos, you keep turning it into about you. Some people liked it. I just felt like it was a real moment. Like he did with Glenn and Tisha. It was just a real moment. And I'm not sure if it'll make a difference, but I thought it was a good moment.
It's not gonna make a difference because, like Mel said, it wasn't gonna make a difference what she does because he was gonna do what he was gonna do.
I feel like that moment was a bit much. It was a bit much. To me, it showcased when someone is too invested. And extremely invested to be that emotional and to be that emotional now because I took the cry and do all that.
You thought Carlos was too emotional?
That was a lot for me. That was a lot. So like for him to do that, for Carlos to be emotional, it was a lot. But I'm so proud that my Capricornian held it together and did not give the world that moment because they don't deserve it. The fans don't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. The way y'all cut down the grade hate, said the most disgusting things about that man. Why would he get on national television and cry for y'all? No, and I'm glad that the Capricorn in him.
No, he didn't have to cry. He didn't have to cry for
me. He did not break down. I'm so glad because y'all didn't.
So do you think? At all. Let me ask you this, since you said that. Do you think Carlos, because a lot of people question that, do you think he was sincere or do you think he was trying to grab from Martell for ratings? Because a lot of people question that. What do y'all think?
You said was it sincere or was he trying to grab on Martell for what?
For ratings, because a lot of people thought, like, you know, people was tweeting about it and they thought that he was saying and trying to pull him into a moment for ratings.